Guys, Condo Grayskull, episode 4.
Episode 4.
A New Hope.
We made it.
Hoorah.
We made it. We made it.
You're
So, what is today? What is today? The 28th?
It is the 28th.
Oh, wow.
1/28/2014, and it's 7:19.
In the PM.
Yes, in the PM. I'm Joe Friedrich. Mike Davis is here. Mike Picaro. Colin Zemer. Oh, yeah. Hey,
That's
wave
right.
to the cameras.
Second vidcast.
That's right.
Cool.
We repositioned the camera to make sure that it's fresh and new and people will watch it.
Boom.
And we don't get Joe in the shot. No.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
well.
why you can't see this, huh? Anybody? Fuck you.
We'll find out later.
I'm just kidding. Anyways, yeah. So, how's everyone's week going? Mike Davis, what'd you do this week?
It was good. My week was good.
Yeah?
Let's see. I really didn't do too much over the weekend. Just I played actually some Rayman Origins.
Oh,
nice.
That
The
was
origin of Rayman.
Well, it was a purchase for my kids for Christmas.
Oh, okay.
And they back earlier, I had an N64 setup with some old cartridges, and Rayman was one of those.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they fell in love with it. And so for Christmas, I was at Target, and I just saw Rayman Origins there on the, best sellers, super discounted pile, and picked it up.
always a good hint.
Yeah, but no, the game is amazing.
Really?
It's beautiful. The visuals are, they've got this really nice painterly feel, and then it's a 2D side-scrolling action platformer, but there's 3D elements to it. Of course, I mean, it's just really, really well done. The music is awesome. I just I had a really good time with it. So,
What system is this on?
This is 360.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
cool.
wow.
360.
Is that Xbox Live Arcade?
No, I bought the disc.
Oh, okay.
From Target.
Old
Yeah.
school hard
Very
disc.
cool.
Yeah, yeah.
How much was that disc?
I believe that disc was $14.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Was it on
Rayman's
disc
pretty
count?
sick.
It was a disc.
You guys
count.
kept saying disc. I was like, shit.
Disc.
I got to
Disc
get involved in that.
So
Disc. Hey, disc.
I didn't want to be the
disc.
only one not saying disc.
It was weird. All right, cool.
yeah. So it was a good game, and I'm actually having fun with it.
I
So
bet you are.
It's nice.
Are your kids getting
Get
pissed
outta
that
here.
you're playing?
Get outta here.
Exactly.
It's funny because I picked
Daddy's
him up,
playing Rayman.
I pick him up from school, and it's like, hey, so Dad, what'd you do today? I was like, actually, I played some Rayman. What?
Yeah. Brandon, shut up. Get back in the shower and
Yeah.
wash your dick for a couple minutes, all right?
Don't worry,
like,
kids.
"Oh, no,
We're
that's
at World
later."
5 now.
Dad. Yeah, so it's something fun because we all get to do it together, and I like that I'm getting into it and interested as well.
Is
So
it challenging?
Actually, it is.
Yeah.
It's some parts are really, really frustrating, almost to the point where I have to turn it off.
Oh, okay.
And I'll put it in. I'm in a good mood. I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I've been gaming for the better part of 25 years. I should be able to handle Rayman.
Yeah.
No way. It hands me my ass every
Yeah.
time on some particular levels.
And then your son comes in and blows right through it.
Yeah, and then Brandon comes in and is like, "Oh, Dad, God, I did this 6 months ago."
Are they good at games?
They are.
Brandon?
I think it's just the time that they're living in.
Yeah.
I mean, they're so. I think Brandon was 3 when he was picking up, my iPhone and just sliding the thing
Oh, I
over,
know.
and punching in buttons and opening up apps, and it's the technology that surrounds the
Right.
kids. So they're
Yeah,
just.
by the
used
way,
to-
thank Brandon for coming over, partitioning my hard drive, and installing Boot Camp. That was really nice of him.
Absolutely.
Very kind of him.
Yeah.
He runs regular tech support on his phone too. So.
I'll use that. That's good.
Wait till he updates your phone to 7.02. or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's going to be a grounding.
Dad, you're living in the Stone Age.
So, yeah, let's go on a little backstory with that. Let's talk about that. So, Mike, what's your operating system on your iPhone?
I am currently running 5.1, I believe it is. Something
Why?
like that. Because I am of the mindset that if it's not broke, don't fix it. I have never had a problem with the operating system, and I realize that I'm now 2 behind because we're at 7. Or Apple is at 7, so there's
Right.
6 and 7. For all the accolades that both 6 and 7 have received, I just am happy with what I have.
Absolutely. Well, you mentioned you wanted breasts last week, so everyone pretty much knows you're a weirdo. So,
I did.
mean, yeah,
I am.
this goes with that nicely. But you're our weirdo, man.
I am.
Yeah,
We have ownership of you.
that's right. Proprietary.
You go back in the closet after this.
Okay,
That's right.
Thanks, guys.
That's right. We'll put the blanket over you
Throw
so you
in
can
my
quiet
usual
down.
2-ounce bag of Doritos and a Mountain Dew, and I'm good.
Very healthy.
Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, just some gaming. I got, we had a really big swell last week, which was awesome. So I got some surfing in for our listeners and our website goers. I put that video up yesterday. So the second surf video.
Very cool.
Very cool. And then just been trying to work on some new artwork, things like that.
cool, man.
Stuff to put up for the website.
Nice.
New artwork, huh?
Yeah.
Any reveals?
Ew.
Not really. Just
Okay.
stuff I've been. I got a new. I got Corel Painter for my Mac, so it's
wow.
it's a bit more. Whereas Photoshop is, in terms of the what you can do with it, it's a lot like Maya or Pro Tools or Logic,
Oh,
and that
okay.
you can do a ton of stuff with it. Painter is geared towards doing a few things really, really, really well.
With the tablet, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't have a tablet. I have a Cintiq. So it's the screen is the computer, and I just put the pen on the screen and draw right
shit.
on
I
the
don't
screen.
think I've
So
ever
I
seen
can
that.
draw, yeah.
I can draw. This is how I do it.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Nice, dude.
I'm guessing you don't have an old CRT like rounded screen.
I don't know.
TV then.
It's a flat panel screen that swivels and makes
Nice.
my coffee,
Fancy.
scratches my back for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, MP?
MP. Yeah, everything's good. Had a great week. Didn't do anything, too exciting. Did jump into a little bit of new TV. I don't know if you guys have ever watched Lilyhammer on Netflix, another original.
No.
Interesting premise.
I have seen the first, I think, 2 or 3 episodes.
Okay.
So yes.
And then you stopped. 'Cause you're like,
and then I
"This
said,
is
well,
bullshit."
it was, I'm not. I keep going. With
Yeah,
it.
I'll check it out.
Keep going with it.
It's interesting. I mean, the premise is interesting enough, but it's kind of just all over the place in the first episode, and it's like, okay, well, I didn't really picture this or really want this, so we'll see. I don't know. It's interesting.
What
enough,
is
I
it?
guess.
What-
You
what's
guys,
the
you guys
premise?
know
So
the premise?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
premise is like a mafioso kind of guy in New York,
An older guy.
older guy.
He's
yeah.
gone through his career, and he's now kind of on the out of stepping into retirement.
He was like Tony Soprano's right hand man in The Sopranos. Is that actor?
Okay.
Can't think of his name,
But it's not the same character, though.
not the same
no.
character, no, but same type of character.
Okay.
And so he gets into some shit, and to bail himself out, he's turning somebody else in, and he wants to, I guess, change his ways or whatever. So he moves to Lilyhammer, which is in Norway or Sweden. I don't remember.
I was gonna say Sweden, but my geography's
Yeah, Scandinavia.
terrible.
You're an American,
It's
that's why.
fucking
He goes to a
horrible. Yeah.
Scandinavian country called, or a town called Lilyhammer, and he's, obviously his life is now, it's like a 180, fish out of water kind of deal, but he's kind of a take charge kind of guy. It's interesting.
Well,
enough,
it's
but-
witness protection.
Yeah,
he
there you
essentially,
go.
he essentially
There you
wants
go.
to get out.
Exactly.
He wants
Yeah.
to distance himself from all ties to the mob, and so he starts this new life. And the whole reason he wants to go to Lilyhammer, I don't know,
I'm
how that's
sure.
properly pronounced.
Sound
but
really good.
It's because he saw it on the Olympics. He's like, it's a good,
right.
I saw it on the Olympics. It looked like a nice place.
Yeah.
That's my
That was
my
good.
mafioso.
Yeah.
It looked like a nice place.
I mean, the geography and everything's interesting enough, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Has anybody seen Burt Wonderstone?
Oh,
I did.
I watched most of that the other night.
Watch that.
Yeah.
Funnier than I expected.
Yeah, I'd have to agree, too.
What is that about? I'm not familiar.
I disagree. I thought it was a magic piece of shit.
Really?
Yeah. There were some funny parts, but
Yeah.
I thought it was a real,
Well, considering the bar...
real pile of shit.
I thought it was going to be pretty terrible, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
But
It wasn't hard to beat that.
Is being a real magical piece of shit what they were going for? Because then
possibly.
win. Because
I mean-
win then, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Did you see it in the theater?
No.
Okay.
No,
So-
I viewed that pile of shit at home. That
So
was
yeah,
a
I got it on
shitty
HBO. It was
home
free.
Yeah, no, of
kill some
course.
time.
Yeah.
It was better than I thought. I mean, I thought Jim Carrey's been great in everything pretty much. I mean, he was in that. I liked his character. It was kind of
He
funny.
was funny in it. Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of
There were
plays
some
like a
funny
Chris
parts.
Angel. Yeah, yeah. So that was surprising.
I was switching between that and the Australian Open, so I guess it made it seem a little more entertaining after going back and forth between those two.
Not having to sit there and view just that.
It's a weird
Yeah.
cycle.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
inspired that?
It being like 3 a.m. and nothing else was on, I guess.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. And-
Boring. Click. Boring.
Yeah.
Click. Boring. Click. Yeah, that's. It's a
it
vicious
was
cycle right
It
there.
was those two or infomercials, so pretty limited.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, well, by default.
So it was hilarious.
Another interesting thing was I went to Toys R Us over the weekend.
That is pretty interesting.
And Mike's probably been there recently.
I have.
But I don't know if either of my other two buddies here have been there recently.
Not very recently.
No.
That place is fucking jam-packed with shit. Like, I just, it's bigger than I ever remember, and there's just so many fucking different types of toys and...
So it's filled with the movie Burt Wonderstone?
Yeah, exactly. There's just a billion copies of Burt Wonderstone on the
Yeah,
fucking
that is-
shelves.
I need to get over there. I need to see this. That's horrible.
A magical piece of shit, you know? That's kind of their subtitle now. Toys R Us, a magical piece
A
of
magical
shit.
piece of shit.
But yeah, I was just blown away. I mean, it's just so many things, like all different types. How does a kid would walk through there and get ADD? I mean, it's like...
Well, I think, just if you recall back to the days when we were kids, I mean, anytime I even thought there was a shadow of a chance that my mom or dad was going to take me there, I mean, that was
Oh, yeah.
That was heavenly.
I could not wait.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I just walk in and I remember, the old, decorations of the, styles, just, these wood planks out there that were this rainbow color.
Yeah.
And you just walk in, the doors slide open, and all of a sudden you're just looking around.
It's a wonderland.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Yeah. And they had all the video games, because now I think I don't know if it's different or not, but I remember you'd go over to the video game section and you'd find whatever video games were applicable to the system you had, but they were tickets.
Yeah.
And you had to go to this counter where this guy was, just sweating back there, waiting for kids to bring the tickets. And okay, you want? I'd like my copy of Sonic the Hedgehog, please. And he'd go get it for you.
They almost had them in a lockup,
He's like
room.
Gollum, just waiting.
I remember them having them kind of in a lockup room too. You bring a ticket to guy in like a box.
Yeah.
Robocop.
Yeah, it
comes
was
out
all
and
stored
delivers a
right
video
next to
game.
the cigarettes.
Yeah, exactly. A big cage, like at Costco.
I think the cigarettes were gone by the time I was a kid.
Maybe.
Probably. Probably. I think those are more for the parents.
Yeah, probably.
God damn it, just hurry up.
Than the
Well, I remember.
the liquor.
I remember for Christmas they would get. You'd get the like Toys R Us like little magazine thing in the newspaper.
Oh,
or whatever.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And my parents
hell
would just
yeah.
give me that, and it'd just be like circle, 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 circle.
That was always fun.
Yeah.
I do remember looking at those.
That was like the most glorious thing ever.
Oh, yeah, I remember that too.
That reminds me real quick of a funny story. This past year for Christmas, those circulars start coming around in the newspaper. And so, of course, Brandon, his radar is, on the newspaper, and he's just looking for that. And he finds, I think it was the Toys R Us one, actually. And, I give him a pen, and I said, well, let's make a list. I'll help you write it out. It'll be a fun project, And I said, just, maybe take this piece of paper and write down a couple things that you might want. And so instead of writing anything down, he does just start circling.
Oh, yeah.
And I looked at it afterwards. He hands it to me, and then he goes off to play somewhere and do something else. And I'm looking at it, and the first few pages, he's got stuff circled. Like, I might want this action figure. Remote control. But as the pages, either he got just more bored with it, or just more... just me. But he just started circling whole pages. I'm like, God, now you're just not even trying, though. Just everything. If it wasn't a pink page, if it was blue, it was just, this black Sharpie just around the whole page.
Yeah, I want page 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not buying you the
It's a
entire
very
catalog.
short list.
That's so funny. I remember those. I did that with two things: the Toys R Us catalog, and then do you guys remember the book order at school?
Oh, yeah.
Scholastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yes,
I don't-
Scholastic
did you ever have
Yes.
that?
Yeah, we had that kind
Okay,
of stuff, but I
so-
just didn't read as a kid.
Yeah, well, I circled so many books, and that was the
remember
one
doing that,
thing that my mom would really like. She would splurge.
Sure.
She's like, you know what? I won't get you all 30, but I'll get you 10, and I'm like, sick.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those were colored probably in a different circle on top of that circle where it's almost going through the paper.
Well, did you guys also? Okay, you get the Toys R Us, you get the whatever toy, whatever other toy store there was, KB Toys or whatever. But then I would get like the J.C. Penney or the Sears catalog or flyer. And then thered be the bra and panty section.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh,
they
yeah.
just
Oh,
start
God, yeah.
Circle the
scoping
shit
that
out
out
of
for a
those.
long time.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like, here's toy. Why are you taking J.C. Penney flyer also, Mike? I don't know. They got a video game page or some bullshit.
Dad,
I was not looking at the video games.
Dad, come on. It's the same reason you take it, okay? Let's all be honest with each other.
I need a
here.
bathroom reader.
I'll be out in 10 minutes.
Exactly.
Then
Yeah.
you can use it. I'll leave it in there for you.
Sunday paper. Sunday
Yeah.
fun day.
That's cool.
One other thing that have had fun with this week is so get home and settle in, have dinner, and then just have a big bowl of ice cream.
Excellent.
And just a couple days in a row. Just I'm having a big old fucking bowl of ice cream.
Why even put it in
I'm
a
like,
bowl? Why just eat it
yeah,
out of the
just
carton?
fucking, and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm like, this is ridiculous. Just I'm having a big old fucking bowl of ice cream.
What's the big deal?
What flavor?
It's just
What
not that
flavor
good.
Yeah,
I
what
had
flavor?
vanilla in the house
Vanilla in the house.
with a little chocolate syrup on
We got
top.
vanilla in the house.
Yeah.
Raise the roof.
Yeah. Yeah, so some splurging going on.
It's a giant serving bowl. Of
Yeah,
But
vanilla.
to
happens.
offset that, I started biking again.
Well, that's
Nice.
cool.
So just
Did you go
Cancel
down
the
any
2 hour-
rocky roads?
Ooh.
yeah,
Hey.
yes,
like
I certainly did.
That's good, man.
Well, yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
That's good.
Anybody else eat some ice cream this week?
Nope.
No.
Okay,
I
All
did
right, good
not.
for your health.
I ate plenty of other shit. So I balanced my no ice cream eating out.
All right,
Yeah,
good for you.
well, I mean, you started. What else did you do besides eat a bunch of shit?
Yeah, right.
Well, I downloaded that Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. Is that what it's called?
I think so.
I believe
yeah.
so. Yeah.
Yeah. So downloaded that for my PC. Played through that in a couple days. It was really fun. I kind of wish it was a little more challenging, but I feel like
It's more story driven. Would you say? Yeah.
the story and just kind of the attachment you get to the characters in those few hours that you play or whatever it is, was really cool. I really enjoyed playing that.
How'd you
not-
play it, by the way? Do you have a control? You plug in your 360 controller?
I have my wired 360 controller that came with my original Xbox when I bought the
Damn.
arcade version
is it,
of the Xbox.
Is it the big one or is it the S, the smaller version?
No,
The original
not
Xbox
that.
controller was
No,
the
the 360 controller. Oh, yeah.
See, remember,
God, I'm
Mike
old.
has 5.1 on his phone, so he
Yeah.
also has
Well,
those
hey, we
controllers.
all had original Xboxes. all right?
I know, but
Come
I'm
on.
just saying.
It's like,
We're
was it
still
the
using
original NES
I'm not
controller?
talking about. Oh, did you
or-
have an advantage?
Or was it that arcade stick NES controller? No, yeah, I have like a wired 360 controller from my
Okay.
original Xbox that I played.
I don't
'Cause
think you
it-
could play that any other way. Could you play that with a keyboard? and
No,
mouse?
they tell you that it the game controller is required
Yeah.
because you're controlling both at once. One stick controls one and one stick controls the other. And you're moving them around. It's kind of odd at first. It takes a little while to get used to, but once you kind of get the hang of it, it's kind of a cool mechanic,
Yeah.
And it's so I really enjoyed playing that. Knocked it out in a couple hours, All the people who were saying putting it on their top lists of games for the years
Right.
were definitely correct for $15. It was a nice little experience.
That's cool.
I bought Rome Total War 2 last night, so I was playing a little bit of that today. Played through all the prologue. I haven't run into any game destroying bugs, which was kind of the big
worry.
issue when the game first came out, because it came out September, I think. A lot of people complained about it, and so it seems they've got a lot of that stuff fixed now. At least I haven't run into anything so far. And I watched The Lone Survivor.
Ooh, I saw that
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah,
Oh, what'd you think?
pretty fucking intense.
Holy shit balls, right?
Yeah. I unfortunately I kind of wish that they hadn't given away the ending in the title, but I figure
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true. But I think that goes back to that whole like Lincoln thing, where it's like the Lakers were surprised about the ending.
Yeah,
It's like, I mean,
yeah.
it is based on a true story, so I
Right.
suppose
well,
it
and
could
it's
be,
based on a
but-
book by that name. I
Sure,
imagine
sure.
they don't want to change the name because then it's
Out of respect for
it's
Who
the
it's
book
written about.
essentially.
Now,
So-
one part that I thought was funny about that, and I enjoyed the movie, I thought it was really good. I saw a screener, was the fact that they kept having to jump off the mountain, and I think it would have
Yeah.
been really cool
Yeah.
if they spliced in that one part from what is the movie? What is that one stunt movie?
Hot Rod?
Hot Rod, where he's
Oh,
falling down the
God.
mountain. Because honestly, they jumped off a cliff like 4 times. They're like, "All right, let's just go," and they're just like breaking all
They
their bones.
kept going down.
Yeah.
I know.
I loved that one part where I think they did it like the first time, and they're just they get backed up to that corner, and then one guy does a little recon. And it's like, guys, we gotta fucking go, we gotta
Yeah.
go. And so they just there's that part where it's they're
Yeah.
just all falling down, and and then the one guy gets up, grabs his weapon, and he just goes, "Oh, that sucked." Like, just a total understand. It made me laugh.
Yeah.
It made me laugh in the theater.
Spoiler alert, by the way.
Something
I loved it.
Something,
There's a lone survivor in that.
Something-
and they
yeah.
fall off cliffs.
Only
a
one of them.
lot.
something tells me that, I mean, not to discredit the writer or the people who did the film, but I feel like falling 4 times like that, you probably would have died from the falls eventually.
No, these guys were. I mean,
That was kind of why they showed the beginning, I think.
Yeah.
Where it showed them just going under those crazy circumstances
harsh
of being
conditions
a
of
Navy
SEAL
SEAL.
training. Yeah.
Well,
But yeah, I agree with you.
I understand
it was,
that,
it
but
was
you
excessive.
like the parts, like where they like ran into a tree or like hit a tree in their side and stuff like that. I mean,
That killed Sonny Bono.
eventually,
right.
It did. He wasn't a Navy SEAL though.
yeah,
Well,
no, he
that's true.
wasn't. But yeah, no, and there was like some parts where it looked like
Bono soldier.
It was a club.
it was kind of like a slight, like
a short
decline,
film.
and they could have like jumped and slid or something, but they would like dive off. And,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
more.
Tuck and roll
It's more
and-
manly if you do it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, you could have just like sat down and gently slid down that.
They should have all jumped, chest bumped, and then just got wrecked with all these boulders and trees.
Everyone opens
And
a
then
Monster Energy
while-
drink.
Exactly. While they're on the
They
floor.
open it with an RPG. They're just like, "Give me some fucking Monster."
Yeah, and when they land, they just all high five and they get up and start shooting again.
some Doritos Extreme. Extreme.
All their fucking limbs are like hyperextended
Yeah.
in the wrong fucking way.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. So, not much else this week. Pretty much that.
Yeah.
Still playing a lot of World of Warplanes, but with the new 2 games, I've been playing a little less. But I try to keep up with my daily XP bonuses.
Of course.
Wow.
Of course.
Yeah. What about you, Joseph?
A lot of work and working out. So, I mean, this week hasn't been that interesting. I did really get into watching How the Universe Works.
Ooh, yeah.
And it's funny because I haven't watched any space exploration shows or any alien shows or anything crazy like that in a long, long time. And it was kind of nice to think outside my box of, daily grind and start looking at the big picture again or thinking about the big picture. And it really did make me think about like my teens and my early 20s when you're just constantly thinking about how the world works and society and your brain won't shut off. And it's just like so much like teenage angst and all this stuff to the point where I'm at now where I'm a lot more chill. I kind of feel like I have my foundation. It's relaxing, but to revisit kind of those big questions I used to ask all the time, like how the universe works and think about it and do all that has been, it's been refreshing, it's been nice to do. And it was funny, driving back today from work, I'm looking up at the sky, I see the sun and I see the clouds and I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, man, it really does open up your eyes if you just spend a little bit of time,
Yeah.
thinking about how it's all made and how it all
mechanics.
works. Yeah.
Nice.
So
Wait, is this a show that you're watching?
it's a really good show. Yeah. It's on Netflix.
Science? Oh, Netflix.
Mike
okay.
Rowe. Mike Rowe does the
Yeah.
the narration.
Oh,
He
cool.
does a great job, and it's cool. I mean, they go over they go over the Big Bang Theory, obviously how planets were created, stars, supernovas, how galaxies work, moons, and all of them are really, really interesting. Really, really interesting. So
It makes you think. It's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
I was watching the one with Morgan Freeman for a while on the Science Channel. I forget the name of it. Like,
Yeah. I can't think of it either.
oh man, but that was good too. I mean, they got into just the crazy workings of the universe.
right.
Even things just here on Earth that were interesting. They're just like physics, like phenomenon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's mind blowing stuff.
It really is. It really is. So it's nice. It's nice to visit that.
That's cool. So how does the universe work?
Oh man, it's really simple. It's really simple.
Now that you're learned,
My favorite part is where they're like, okay, so first you have to realize or accept the fact that nothing can become something. And that's a good foundation for how this all works. And I'm like,
all right.
shit.
Nothing can
you
become something.
Can you hand me a tissue because my ear's bleeding right now? I'm like, God, that's hard to wrap your mind around. But they do their best to explain it. And me not being a theoretical astrophysicist, I'm like, okay, well, I'll do my best.
Yeah.
And then you just
Your
enjoy
puny
the ride.
brain.
Exactly. So no, that was most of my week. I mean, I played a little bit of Battlefield 4 here and there, but lots and lots of work. So I did actually, I wrote down some quick fire questions I wanted to ask you guys. So
here
I'm
we
just
go.
going to go around the table.
Boom.
And they're crazy questions. I want you to answer as fast as you can. So this is our new segment I wrote up. So this is just a quick fire. All right. So, Colin,
Oh God,
if you could be an animal, what would you be?
cheetah.
Good. Mike,
Wow. Nice.
name 3 things you would bring to a deserted island.
Absolutely. I would bring music.
And both his boobies.
I would bring, yeah. I would bring
2 and 3, done. You're done.
That would be the
What else
tits.
would I need? I would. Yeah, I would. Probably Heidi Klum.
Okay. Yeah.
Hair long. Sans kids though.
Of course.
Just
Three
me.
Heidi
there's,
Klums?
there's not that
How many
much.
kids do you have? That might be your
There's not
third
enough
thing.
room on this island.
That's right.
An episiotomy
For her
vagina.
and her brood. Yeah.
Sans episiotomy vagina.
And probably I don't know, sunglasses.
Scout.
Yeah.
Sunglasses. Gotta have those.
That's a good
Most
one. You'll
important.
need them. How about
Gotta-
sunblock?
Need my
Is there a tree
there's-
there? Hopefully there's a tree.
there's some shade. You
Yeah.
know,
It's deserted.
I'll craft a surfboard out of some trees,
Some clume.
some shrubbage.
I'll just ride her.
Throw her in the water. It'll work.
The third thing better be a GoPro. I'd want to see that.
It was sunglasses.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Just put 2 coconuts with I don't know, hollow them out so you can barely see through them.
I'll just remember everything that happens really well.
There you go.
Tell it by
That's cool.
tell it by the fire every night.
Fair enough. All right, Picaro.
Yo.
If you could star in any movie, what would it be?
Ooh, Die Hard.
Yeah. That
All
was
right, Colin.
McLean, baby.
It's a great Christmas movie.
Shoot
Colin.
the glass.
Colin, would you rather drown or burn to death?
Oh God, burned to death.
All right,
agree.
Mike Davis, would you rather wear a suit or a bathing suit every day?
I would rather wear a bathing suit every single. Well, wait, are we talking about a women's bathing suit or like board shorts?
Not part of the question.
Okay,
Well, a bikini's more flattering of your breasts.
That's
or actually,
true.
maybe not.
my
Just-
theoretical breast.
maybe not. Well,
If
my
you're in
perfect
Europe,
breasts.
it might work out.
Yeah, I would definitely. I don't wear suits that often anyway.
So just a G-string then.
That's it.
if that's what you want,
Okay, it's not your question. Picaro, would you, let's see here, hot or cold weather?
cold weather.
Okay. Colin, if you could be the first at anything, what would it be?
God, on Mars.
Okay. Wow. All right. And I mean, this could be the past, too. You good with that?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Mike Davis, let's see here. What work of art do you wish you created?
what work of art do
Famous
I wish I created?
work of art, music, anything.
The Condo Grayskull logo.
Oh yeah, well I did do that one.
Could you
You
imagine
know,
that in
yeah.
a museum? Just under
I
fucking
would.
6 feet of glass.
I
You
would.
can't get near it.
Yeah, I'd go and look, and I just be like,
Armed
you know
guard
what,
standing
it's-
next to it.
the Mona Lisa. I'd be like, it's not that good. Come on, guys.
Doesn't hold up, you don't think?
Let's
Really
take
hard
that
on
one down.
himself.
Let's take that one down.
The font bugs me. It still bugs me. I don't know what it is.
I would have.
You're just super hard on yourself.
Any work of art. God, that's just such a. It's just quick fire.
Yep.
I'm gonna go ahead with the token Sistine Chapel.
Oh, wow. That's a
Very
good
cool.
one.
That was a really good
All
one.
right, good.
That token Sistine Chapel.
Yeah.
Token.
Everybody
Yeah,
would have
just
piece of
that
shit
whole thing.
token.
I know.
Tolkien's Sistine
Token's
Chapel.
token.
Picaro, what would you give up, sex or masturbation?
Oh God.
Well, they
I
go
guess
hand in hand,
masturbation.
No, really? Okay.
Well, does that mean that I get to have sex as much as I
it's one
could
or the other.
masturbate? Because I'd
No.
definitely choose
I'm
sex.
just saying, right now, if you had to choose one or the
Oh,
other.
God, if
yeah,
I-
it was tough. When I thought of this, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. There's some terms that we'd have to come to, but
Literally.
I guess masturbation.
All right, fair.
Now,
yeah.
just real quick.
Okay.
Just real quick.
Okay, go ahead, ruin the game.
On that subject. No. You
I
got
know,
your
I'm
questions
kidding.
right. On that subject, do you guys find that you are, because we've got, of the 4 of us, as far as I know, we've got at least 2 of us who are involved in committed relationships.
Yes.
So do you guys find that you handle your own business more when you're having regular sex, or I don't know?
Wow.
I don't
Does it
understand the
happen?
question.
Yeah.
More? Do we? Do
Are you
jerk
whacking
off
it?
more
Does-
than?
does
I mean, I personally gave up both since this relationship,
you-
so
horrible. Get out.
I'm kidding.
Get
No,
out.
no.
No, do you find that your being quote unquote your own best friend drops off as you.
Well, I have a 1-year-old, and I have a wife that's 3 months pregnant, has been very ill. So
I'm just talking about in general. Obviously,
general?
the things that road bumps in the road of life are going to interrupt that.
I think I'm going to take the fifth.
I
on
mean,
this
I was
one.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
a tough
married
one,
once.
yeah. No, I hear you.
I've got 2 kids. I know how it goes.
Yeah.
You know what? J and your D is an old hobby. I'm never going to give up.
Right.
Let's
Yeah.
just say that.
Yeah.
And sometimes it comes, sometimes it goes.
I only ask because I think I don't know. Maybe that's too much insight.
No. I loved it, but it was you're ruining the game, Mike.
Okay,
All right?
let's move in right.
There's
along.
there's a lot more to talk about here.
Moving
Colin, dream job.
Dream job. Jeez, fighter pilot.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh, I like that.
Very cool.
Nice. Mike, what would you do differently if you could do it all over again?
What would I do differently if I could do it all over again?
like
Sistine
the-
Chapel.
I like the buying time where he repeats the question.
Yeah, I know.
each
That's
time.
what he's saying.
Well, he keeps getting
what
like
would
Let's do a quick
I
disclaimer.
would-
We're trying to go fast,
Like
so I mean, obviously, this might not be.
Mountain Dew? What would I Mountain Dew?
I'm just saying
if
this
I-
might not be like our perfect answer.
Sure.
It's just, fire off. Whatever.
I probably would have traveled more instead of focusing so much on trying to find a girlfriend.
Okay.
In my earlier
That's
20s.
fair.
Yeah,
All
That's
right.
fair.
I would have traveled more.
All right,
I
Mike
feel you,
Picaro.
Mikey. Yo,
Would you rather unlock the mysteries of the human body or the universe?
the universe for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Colin, most influential movie as a young boy.
Jurassic Park.
All right.
Easy.
Man, that was an
Good
easy
one.
one. This
Yeah,
time.
Wow, that just fucking
You
came
didn't even
right
have to
off.
think about it.
Oh yeah.
All right, and Mike Davis.
Here.
Weirdest place you've had sex?
The weirdest. I mean, this. Okay, the first thing that comes to mind is it was in a bamboo forest in Maui.
Oh,
But that's
okay.
not weird.
That's not weird. That's
fucking
hot.
awesome.
Yeah, was it raining too?
It was not raining.
Oh, no? Was
but
it raining men?
It was nice and tropical, and
No, of course. I mean,
it was
shit.
it was awesome.
Was
That's
there a
not
native
weird.
fucking spinning a bamboo stick on fire?
Yeah, there were some fire dancers behind us, and some guy in a bongos.
and a luau girl or a I don't know hula girl,
Ooh la girl.
a hula girl.
Yeah.
Same thing. You just had a silent H.
Yeah, exactly.
Some guy came by with some poi on a tray, and he's like, "Hey, you want it?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm cool right now,
Fuck
man.
that shit.
I'm cool."
Fuck you, man. What are you doing?
How'd you even find me? Weirdest place. Probably it would have to be in a public laundry room at a hotel.
That's awesome. All right.
Nice.
Okay,
All right.
All right. Yeah.
we got some exhibitionists over here.
Yeah.
Well,
Jeez.
I don't think anybody was watching. This was like
Well,
3:00
yeah.
in the morning.
That's true.
Just something about
Somebody was through the grates.
something about washing clothes. Just
You didn't know I was in that dryer.
I don't know.
I saw everything.
Now you know how it works.
Oh my
We were all in there just like spinning around.
I was like, this is way better than Maui.
God damn, you were there too? Oh boy.
Bam.
Very nice, everyone.
Very nice. What, we didn't get any questions for you.
No, I'm,
How about
I'm
I
the
just
host.
rifle them off to you?
Okay. Well, let me.
Yeah, let's see how quick Joe can get through all
God,
of
I'm
these.
scared.
He's gonna have all 12.
Okay, here you go.
Question
this
on
is
site.
gonna
Hey,
be-
Joseph, I got some quick fire questions for
Okay,
you.
go.
If you could be an animal, what would you be?
Rhino.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Very strong and bulky.
Probably. I'd actually say silverback, but it didn't come quick enough. Go ahead.
Okay. Name 3 things you would bring to a deserted island.
Music, obviously. Well, I'd probably bring a guitar, not music. I'd bring a guitar.
Make your own music.
Yeah. Probably some kind of video game and a TV.
Okay.
Hopefully there's power.
Yeah.
Shot in the dark. I hope
Like,
so.
I did not think this through.
Hydroelectric converter.
Anyways, I gotta go quick. So
Yeah. If you could be a star in any movie, what would it be?
fuck. Matrix. Why not?
Would you be
know?
Hansel,
was a German
Hansel and
film,
Gretel?
actually. Oh,
I don't
Fight
know.
the badass witches?
Yeah, and I don't want to kill them. They're great.
Okay.
No,
Would you be one of the witches, maybe?
No.
The Witches of Eastwick?
That's not a bad movie.
Would you rather drown or burn to death?
That's a really tough one. Probably drown.
Yes.
Wow.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm with you on that one.
Would you rather wear a suit or a bathing suit all
Suit.
day?
I love dressing up.
Okay.
Go.
Yeah,
Keep
yeah,
going.
so-
He's
Fine.
bespoked.
Hot or cold weather?
Cold.
Okay. If you could be the first at anything, what would it be?
The first to introduce rock music.
Yeah, cool. What work of art do you wish you created?
Oh man.
Lord of the
There's
Rings.
so many. Yeah, that would be good. Writing Lord of the Rings would be good. I keep thinking like probably like if I was able to do Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, I wrote that, I'd be pretty happy
Nice.
with
Yeah,
myself.
good choice.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So would you give up sex or masturbation?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So that's a tough one because
They're both magical.
Some technicality.
and one is you can self-sustain.
Yes.
The other it's like
When you're on that
And
deserted
there's no
island.
awkward feeling
Right.
afterward.
That is my third one. Dang, masturbation. Shit.
Okay.
Makes me sad.
You're committed.
Video games or movies?
Giving up video games or choose one or the other. Video games. I'd
Okay.
probably choose over movies, but that's really hard.
What would your dream job be?
Man, I mean, probably like a big time DJ or a big time musician would be my dream.
General
job.
manager at Place of Business.
Place of business. Exactly.
There you go.
That's my
Be
second
a-
favorite.
What would you do differently if you could do it all over again?
Oh man, that's really tough. Fuck. I'm supposed to go quick.
Just repeat the question and
yeah.
buy yourself some time.
What would
Jesus
I
Christ,
do
Michael, I
differently if I could do it all over again? I would probably go back a week and make Mike not talk about his two beautiful breasts. That was really awkward. No, I mean, I guess I just try to make less mistakes as a kid. I already know most of that stuff, so I'd probably be more of like, you know, straight arrow type of guy. Go from there.
So would you rather unlock the mysteries of the human body or the universe?
Well, now that you said universe makes sense because I feel like from there it's like, hey, we know how life
kind of
works.
all-encompassing
you know?
in a way.
Yeah.
Most influential movie as a young boy.
Man, that's tough. I'd probably say Goonies. That was a big one for me, but
Ooh, good
I don't
one.
know. There's quite a few, man. I mean, like Pete's Dragon was for some reason really big.
Deep
the
Throat.
Sword in the Sun.
Yeah, exactly.
What about The Abyss?
Uh,
The Abyss.
The
was
Abyss.
a
But see, I
fucking
mean, now we're
great
looking
movie.
at each, like, how young am I?
Batman with Michael Keaton.
Yeah, that was a really
That
good
was
one
in the
too.
80s.
This is my time, Mike. You had your time. Yeah.
Helping you.
I'm just
trying
as
to help.
frustrated as you are now.
just
Sorry, anything else?
Okay. What was the weirdest place that you've had sex?
Behind a movie screen while a movie was playing.
Oh, wow.
What movie was playing?
I don't know. I was having sex.
Did somebody work there?
Yes.
A
Okay.
local theater?
Yeah, it was actually in Place of Business. No, it was in Simi Valley, and it was actually God.
The Edwards?
Yeah,
Really?
and it was
Wow.
it was
Was it with a man or a woman? Just kidding.
it was with a woman. But yeah, that was the weirdest one.
Good
All
job.
right.
Very cool. Hey,
Yeah.
nice job, everybody.
All right.
Yes.
Down in the back.
Nice
Cool.
questions, Joe.
Yeah, you know,
Thank
I
you.
It's fun.
Yeah,
Like that segment.
and why not? You know, hopefully I can keep that up.
Yeah.
All pitch
Maybe
in.
That'll
yeah.
be the question. Can you keep it up?
with Viagra.
Sometimes.
With that little
Unless
blue
I've been
helper.
drinking, I can usually keep it up.
Well, speaking of questions, did you guys want to talk about some of the questions we got from our listeners?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, that sounds like a good,
Sure.
good thing to do.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well,
Let's
I
address
did.
some questions.
I did get a question from my cousin Matthew,
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's up, Matt?
and
Or
Matt.
Matthew.
Yeah, thanks,
Matt. I mean, yeah, I would call him Matt.
Okay, Matt.
I'm not. I don't. You know, that's a good.
Matty
I don't think
boy.
I've asked him
Matty.
what he prefers. You know, hey.
I mean, he's only your
I'm
cousin.
like,
Yeah.
hey, a-hole, and he's like, you know, he'll just say whatever. He prefers nothing, in my opinion, but
Over a-hole?
he probably prefers
Just a
anything over
smile.
a-hole. He's like, yeah, I fucking hate you. He asks, what's your favorite drink/video game combination? I actually thought about this for a while, and so he said, like, you know, what was the two examples?
It's
Do you
like
remember?
Bud Light and
Deer Hunter.
Hunter,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so that-
oh, God. Yeah, that's a good
Sounds
one.
like a redneck pairing.
So I was
Ah.
thinking about it, and I'm like, you know what? This is very scientific for me because if I'm doing something competitive, I can't hit the hard stuff because you only get about 2 games in, and then you're
Yes.
you're just
Yeah.
a mess, you know. So usually a lighter beer, you know, something that, you know, Dos Equis, something like that, so that you can kind of keep going and have
Sure.
a good time.
Sure.
But I did notice when I played like Skyrim or those big RPGs, I'd have like a scotch or something. It was almost like cuddling up to a nice book. So I'd be
Okay.
like, you know, sip some
That makes
scotch,
sense.
do that, and you know, I'm not like underperforming and bugging my other people on my team. It was
Right.
just like, yeah, I'm playing this game alone. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I guess that's my kind of approach. If I need to keep going, then probably like not 10% beer, but like a
Yeah.
beer that you would get from the store and stuff. So
Steel Reserve.
yeah, well, jeez, not that broke, but no,
Is that a cheap beer?
I think so.
Is
yeah,
it? But
yeah.
it's strong, though,
I mean,
right?
yeah, it's strong. I mean,
Well, it is $5 for 6 gallons.
yeah. So I mean, is that cheap?
It looked expensive. I don't know.
It is. It does have a lot of really cool fonts on the front. Yeah,
I likened that to value.
I'm waiting for them to do like what they do on the Arizona cans, where it says 99 cents or something. It's just like bullshit. Is this peach flavored beer? That's fucking weird. But yeah, that's kind of my approach. So, what about you guys? You guys think about that at all? I mean, you don't really drink when you play. Well, do you? At
Bees.
home?
Oh, yeah.
At
Drink
home,
At
too?
all? Yeah,
Bees.
look at that look he just gave me.
Wow, I know,
you
my bad.
fucking
Sock
kid.
him.
Sorry, no.
Sock him.
I mean, I didn't used to when I used to smoke a lot of ganja, but
Right.
more recently, I had friends that got me like one of those little gift things of Crown Royal that came with like
Oh,
2
yeah.
Crown Royal glasses. So
Comes
I've
in
had
the
that.
purple bag.
It didn't come
Did
in
it
the
have a little
bag.
purple-
No, it came in a purple cardboard box.
Excellent.
It's the next best thing.
Yeah, and I usually sip on a couple glasses of that while I'm playing.
That's
Usually
cool.
a flying game, so yeah, I like to get loaded up on whiskey and then
Very
go see
good.
if I can land a plane.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, that's good times. I enjoy that a lot. But yeah, that's I think that was
cool.
the pairing I thought of because that's the one I've been doing mostly.
Nice.
Well,
You
I
know.
feel bad for
Crown's
assuming.
good.
I apologize.
No, it's all
I
right.
apologize.
Crown is good.
Yeah.
It is. What about you, Mike?
I normally enjoy. I probably have a little bit of the hard stuff if
Yeah.
I'm doing something like a first-person shooter.
Well, you don't do as much multiplayer, right? So
I don't, and just the drinking with the gaming thing hasn't actually happened in a while.
Yeah, me too. actually.
But I mean, I remember times when we were all playing Halo 4,
Mm-hmm.
and I would just, I had so much fun with that after I had
Yeah.
a few, make like a Scotch whiskey neat,
Yeah.
right, and then it just for some reason it allowed me to go in and just be the asshole that I'm normally not.
That we know you can be.
debatable.
Just okay, well, yeah, sure, all right,
Yeah.
all right, fair enough.
I'm not sorry about that.
Fair enough. No,
I'm just
no,
kidding.
I'm glad you said it. I'm glad you said it.
Get it out there.
That's right. Let's clear the airwaves.
But yeah, no. It was just it was fun. Always just a lot more fun. Shooting people in the face and just rage quitting.
Oh
I was
yeah.
getting so frustrated.
Oh,
Fuck
my
this
God.
game.
Oh yeah. Some legendary
Yeah.
rants from
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Well, from all of us.
or
Yeah.
just sometimes dropping off the radar completely and then waking up the next morning and it's
Oh yeah.
the old screen is still
Oh,
there.
man.
I'm like, fuck, I must have fallen asleep.
Oh yeah, you were legendary for that.
6 years
Mike
ago.
turned into a mannequin. You just see his character. Oh, you just go there. You look
Running
at him.
into a wall?
I start turning around
Yeah.
and
Was he just running
in a
into a wall?
circle.
Into a corner?
Sometimes he did that actually here. We were playing Diablo, and I'm playing, and I forgot who I was talking to on Skype, and we're playing.
I think it was me.
I go back. Yeah, it was you, and I
was.
go back, and I just see him. He's hitting. His finger was stuck
I'm all
on
out
the.
of rage.
Yeah, I'm all out of rage because he kept hitting the button on his mouse. I'm out of rage.
I need
I'm
more
all out
mana.
of- I'm all. I was like,
He had
oh
his
my
finger
god.
stuck on it, right?
Yeah, he really wasted that wall.
Yeah.
Great job.
Hey, well,
Owned it.
You know.
Yeah.
He soloed it.
I did.
Now, a few times I remember you talking about making a screwdriver, and you were just on fire.
Yeah, I don't drink too much of the hard stuff. Definitely
course.
drink some beers, and I definitely favor the shooters. But my best pairing
Shooter.
was easily weed and games,
Oh,
shooters.
yeah.
Play some Battlefield on some Blue Dream.
Blue
and just
Dream.
zone in,
Is that
and light everybody up.
is that from the what is that, the sativa line or the indica?
That's actually a hybrid.
Oh gosh.
So, but it's more on
Science.
the sativa side.
Okay.
It's sativa dominant, as they call it. Yeah. And that was the zone for me right
Yeah.
there, and just
The magic juice.
level,
Yeah.
just level everything.
Oh yeah.
It was awesome.
Hell yeah.
But you know what? Don't do that anymore. So that sucks. But
Yeah.
that's all right.
Yeah, well, it's called
That's what
growing up.
happens. Yep. You got to grow up.
There you go.
It's all right.
Well, let's move on to the next question. So there you go.
Yeah, good
Matt.
question.
Yeah, it was a good
Yeah,
question. It
thank
was
you.
interesting.
It's
It was
awesome.
interesting. Thank you. Send in more. It's great. So we got another one from Phil from West Hills. I mean, he's just
Phil.
a contributor.
This guy's awesome.
He should get a percentage of
What
all the
up,
money we're
Phil?
getting.
Should.
We'll give you 100% of the money we're making right now because of all your contributions.
The
So
bucks.
thank you.
It's all for you.
So many bucks right now. So, question. This is a classic.
All right.
If you could fight anybody, living, dead, fictional, anybody, who would it be?
God.
So,
Living,
Fight Club.
dead,
Yeah.
fictional, anybody.
Anybody have a
Fight
quick answer?
Anybody.
Yeah. See, the problem with me is I always think back to things that happened in my past that like are unresolved, and I'm like, I want to kick that guy's ass
Right.
from like 25 years ago.
Sure. Sure.
When I was 10 and he stole my truck. Fuck you, man.
Okay,
no,
that guy
no,
totally
not at
broke
all.
my toy. He was talking about you,
Okay,
wasn't
so
he?
I will say this. No, absolutely not. No. I remember when I was I was like 20, 21. I was trying to sell this beatbox thing. And it was this music. Yeah, kind of. No, it wasn't a beatbox. It was a box that created beats. So I didn't just exactly go up and start.
Cardboard box you
making-
drum on. Yeah.
But it was this expensive piece that I was trying to sell. And these guys said.
A Roland?
I think it was a Roland, actually. I don't even remember it anymore. But I buried that, but the rage is still there. It'll come up every once in a while, so I'll have to go down that dark alley. But I remember them saying, meet us at this like parking lot area, and we'll check it out. So I'm showing them and whatnot, and there's a couple guys, and they're looking at it, and all of a sudden the one says, "Hey, can I hold it? Can I look at it?" And I'm like, "Well, I feel a little uncomfortable." He's like, "No, it's cool, man." So he grabbed it, and he starts walking away, and I'm like, "Where are you going?" And he just took off. And then the guy next to him just
On
took
foot.
off too. Yeah. So I run after him. I was like, oh, fuck, this is horrible. So I'm running after him. I turn the corner, and there's a third guy waiting to, like, fight me.
Did he have a
Right?
weapon?
Huh? No, but he's got his fists up, right? And those guys are gone, right? So I run into that guy, and he actually hit me in the back. I keep running after him. He's following me. He runs past me. He was fast. They all got in a car and took off. So I ran back and called the cops. And so in my head, I always think of those fuckers, and I just want a
Fucking
little
shit
bit of
out of 'em.
time
Fuck.
because in hindsight, I'm like, man, I wish I just at least grabbed that one guy that was waiting and beat the shit out of him.
Sure.
But I mean,
Send a message.
I wasn't ready to fight. I didn't even know what was going on. It was like I couldn't even think straight. So that's probably one of the reasons why I think about that over and over. Luckily I'm old enough to have gotten past it, and it's, what's done is done. Who cares? But I think about that a lot for some reason, or did. And so that
Was it an expensive piece?
Yeah, I mean, it was probably like $500-$600.
Oh my god! Wow.
It was an expensive piece.
Yes. Yes.
Rob Schneider and
No, absolutely.
Grandma's Boy.
Yeah.
It's an expensive piece.
Hey, you forgot smoking lamp. Was that an expensive piece?
No, you know what? That is that your story reminds me of a story. This is years ago. I was going out. I was hanging out with it was Paul Newman when he was
okay.
dating Sarah,
Yeah.
not the Paul Newman, but my buddy.
You,
tall Paul?
I feel like you only hung out with him to get some salad dressing.
She did make a mean taco. She made a really good taco.
I was talking about Paul Newman, but all right.
Right. Yeah, well, yeah. It was. All the money went to the kids. It was a good cause.
All right. Well, whatever that means.
But so we're hanging out one night, and I think I had gone to see him, and he was in this band at the time. It might still be going on, Helios Drive. I'm not sure, but I was out with him and Sarah in Hollywood to watch his band perform, and we are on our way back, and we're walking up this main street, and a person that I used to work with at a restaurant in Simi, we were servers at the time, and she totally recognizes me. She's walking with two guys. One of them, I think, is her boyfriend, and the other guy must have just been a friend or something like that. But she sees me. Oh my God, Mike, how are you? And she runs up to me, gives me this big hug, and the other two follow up close behind. And so I introduce her. As I'm introducing her to Paul and his girlfriend, out of nowhere, I get slapped, open hand slapped. And it's the friend. It's not her boyfriend. It's the other guy. Obviously, they'd already been drinking. I could smell it. And he was slurring his words. I'm literally probably as hard as he could slaps me, and I was not ready for it at all. Why would I be anticipating that I'm introducing her? So I don't know. At this point, I'm completely caught off guard, and he's already laughing. He comes back up and he's laughing, and she's just, oh my God, what the fuck? Why are you doing this? This is my friend. I just he says something under his breath like, well, that's what he told me to do or something like that. So I put it together that it was probably some kind of a jealousy thing with her boyfriend or something like that. I'm like,
weird.
who the fuck? First of all, who the fuck slaps? And then just out of nowhere, you didn't even fucking know me.
Yeah.
And so I just, being the gentleman that I try to be, I didn't do anything.
Right.
But I still, and this is years ago, I still think about that now.
Fuck yeah.
And I still think about going, God damn it, I should have fucking just punched that guy's and kicked him while he was down. And I saw her. That was the weirdest thing too, was I saw her at work, I think the next day or a couple days afterwards, and she apologized. I said, your friends are real dicks.
Yeah.
And I just kind of let her have it. She's like, no, I'm sorry. He was drunk. I was like, that doesn't give him a right to just go around hitting people.
Slapping people. Yeah. I would want to kick his ass
so
too.
I think, so in answer to your question, I would beat the living shit out of that guy if I could go back and do that.
Yeah.
So I feel like I know it's kind of strange, but when I first thought of that question, like who would you fight? It's like it's hard for me to think like, oh, I'd go back and kick Hitler's ass. Well, he got his. Like
He did.
guys that didn't get theirs, I know about, and they got. You know what I mean? It's like a situation I went through. So I'm like, I want to fucking fight them.
Sure,
Fuck them.
sure.
You know what I mean? So
Well,
yeah.
I think considering the type of people that it, required to steal something from someone like you or to come up and just hit someone in the face randomly, probably aren't on a good track record of making good life decisions.
Right.
So I at least can take the solace in, knowing
Absolutely.
that, he's probably crossed the wrong path with the wrong person, and he's probably gotten his ass beat at some point.
Yeah.
Or, he's
Absolutely.
just, working for peanuts, not doing well at all in life.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't
At
wish
least
that upon
at
anyone.
least I
Hopefully,
would-
he's
at
grown
least I
out of
would
that
hope.
bullshit.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
how about you guys? You guys think of anyone you want to? It's not as depressing.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people from my past that I'm sure
Yeah.
I'd like to kick the shit out of. But I'm thinking about figures in history or
I took this
or
the wrong direction. I
current figures.
apologize.
Like George W. Bush. I would
That's
just
a good one.
love to beat
Yeah.
the shit out of him.
Yeah, that would be
'Cause,
fun.
I think he fucked things up pretty heavily, but I don't know what his stature is. I don't know if he's a big guy or what. I really don't know.
I'd beat up Kimmy.
He
and
might beat
Urkel.
he might beat
Fuck them.
he might beat my ass, but just that dumb look on his face, I would like to actually open hand slap the shit out of him.
Just
not
demoralize him.
unlike the way Mike
Just a
was
total
attacked
Hey,
that day.
Mike knows a guy you can hire.
dehumanizing
Yeah.
slap.
Yeah, exactly. Just in front of a lot of people and just slap the living shit out of him. Obviously, I would be taken to a closet somewhere and fucking thrown away for the rest of my life.
I think you'd have to take a number. I'm sure there's quite a few people out there
Yeah,
who
but
would wanna
no,
do the same thing.
if you could do anything,
They'd get you all in that same closet, locked up forever.
You know what else would be fun? Of course, this is in a magical sense, but get into a ring with like Hulk Hogan or something,
Oh my
and just
God.
in a fucking WrestleMania or some shit, and just
If I guaranteed
it's
you'd win,
fake anyways,
sure.
so you could be the fucking the little guy, and just torching him,
wreck.
and then all of a sudden he fucking
fixed
1, 2,
anyway.
3 pins you at the end, but
Yeah,
you
but
fuck
all the
him
way
up for like.
there, yeah, all the
20
forms
minutes.
are like, no.
And then he's
no.
like,
Mike
he's
McCarl should
stumbling.
have won. That was
he's
bullshit.
He's stumbling, and then the crowd brings him back. He's going,
Yeah, right.
He's doing the thing,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, where
the
he's
crowd
putting
brings
his
him
hands up
back,
to his
and then he
ears.
fucking levels you. But that'd be pretty fucking funny. I rip my shirt, and then he fucking rip his.
At
shirt.
that point, that's what I would jump over the ropes with a folding chair.
oh yeah,
Michael.
Well, I would tag
I would
you in.
have your back.
I would
See-
tag you in.
Here's the
And-
thing, though. Why would you rip your shirt off? Hulk Hogan already does that. I'd rip my pants off.
Oh, okay, that's a
Yeah.
good one.
Right.
Yeah.
I would take my shoes off. I'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm getting ready to kick your ass.
Why do you have high
obviously.
heels on?
I can't do that
Take
with
those
shoes
off.
on.
Take your bandana off.
You're completely bald. You're like, oh shit. Put it back on.
Bad idea. Bad idea.
Damn it. That's why I put it on.
That would be kind of fun.
That's cool. Colin, anyone?
Oh man, I mean, when you guys were talking about the more personal ones, I was trying to think, and I was like, there's a couple people in the past that I might just give one good sucker punch to for being
sure.
just dicks, but like nobody that ever really deserved an ass beating or
Right.
a full on fight or whatever. And now there's obviously historical figures like Mike was saying. You think back, you're like Lee Harvey Oswald, and I go up there to that. What floor was it? The third floor, fourth floor?
I believe it was the sixth.
Sixth floor.
Sixth floor of the book depository.
As he's looking out there and just be like, just knock him in the back of the head as he's
throw him out the
leaning
window.
out there and then flip him out the window.
And then Kennedy drives over him. And you're like, oh, fuck yeah.
The Zapruder film
That's
is
awesome.
totally different. from then on.
That's for sure.
That's an interesting one that you would say that too, because I just got done reading a book recently by Stephen King, titled 11/22/63, which was the date that Kennedy got shot. I hope I'm saying that right. I have it on my phone, but I'm too lazy to bring it up. But Stephen King wrote it, and it's essentially, it all centers around the Kennedy assassination and this guy who finds a way to time travel, and he goes back and actually changes that shit.
Oh, no shit.
The book is fucking insane.
Really?
And I
Wow.
definitely recommend it.
That's cool.
Is that a recent book of his? I've never heard of it.
11/22. I'm gonna bring it up on my iPhone.
That sounds great. He
Yeah.
foils the assassination.
Yeah, a guy
That's
I play,
cool.
a guy I play hockey with, a good buddy of mine, who also was named Mike. Just told me about it because we were talking about Stephen
epidemic.
King, and we were talking about Stephen King and how much we both enjoyed the Dark Tower series. And he says, well, hey, if you really like that, then you got to check out this book. And I like it because it's a departure from King's regular writings too. Of just,
But he does that often.
the macabre and
and
he
he
he's
does
awesome at it.
Stephen King's
excels.
interesting because I think he has such a stigma of just horror.
Yeah.
But that's not the case. I
Right.
feel like he has
It's
broken that a while ago, but it still just kind of
Fantasy.
lingers. Yeah, he has fantasy. Well, he has. Yeah, I guess The Green
Not just
Mile
a
is kind of.
fantasy
I mean,
sense,
Shawshank Redemption. He wrote. You know what I mean? I mean, it's
Yeah.
like. It's crazy.
Right.
It's
He's just a
crazy.
brilliant writer.
He really is.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
fun to listen to. Or
11.
read. Excuse me.
2263.
Yeah.
There it is. A novel.
Well, it's cool that we talked about that because that's a great segue into our next question, which is from Bama.
Read it, I guarantee.
What up, Bama?
Thanks, Bama.
Bama, thank you for this. If you had... Oh, you're showing me?
I'm
All
just
right.
showing you.
Oh, yeah, cool. Hey, I'm trying to do a show here.
Look at my
Stop
audio
interrupting
Please
me.
look at my audiobook.
Thank you, though. That's cool.
Your
So I'm gonna check
outdated
it out.
iOS.
So if you had the DeLorean from Back to the Future, where would you go and what would you do? So, I thought about this one as well. I like to think about these questions.
I'm glad
Absolutely.
you did. Have you
So-
prepared an answer?
I have.
Okay.
I should have said no, and then just dead air.
It's
Dead.
typed, double spaced, MLA documentation.
It depends on how it works. So if I only get one shot at it, I would go.
Well, how much plutonium do you have?
Well, that's the thing. is
Exactly.
one
So if it's
shot.
just one
Bama?
shot, if it's one
Let's
shot,
get Bama on the phone.
here's the deal. I would go 5 years into the future. I would buy a sports almanac, and I would go back. Because here's the thing, and this is all thought out. I'd only go 5 years in advance because I don't know if I go 6, 7, 10, 20, and the world is a shithole and I die, that's bullshit. But if I go 5, I have enough. I'll probably live,
You
and I'll
just
be able to
drive
go back,
into
right?
a fiery hell.
Right, you just, yeah,
And
just
that's
Armageddon.
Very
That's
optimistic.
the end of you.
Yeah.
The end.
5
So I
years.
kind of thought about this. Like 5 years, I think we're pretty safe. I'll go get an almanac. I'll get like 10 almanacs just in case me stepping foot in there like screws up time and space continuum, whatever. Go back. I'd spend the first year or two kind of building up my money by
Just fucking
betting,
Biff
and then I just
Tannening
start,
yourself.
I'd start dumping cash the last 3 years, and I'd be rich, And then, I'd try my best. I feel like I'm a good enough person not to have Biff Tower and all that bullshit
Sure,
and make it all
sure.
dark and horrible. But
Time will tell.
who knows? Money changes
Money
people.
changes.
JLF Tower.
But I mean, honestly, I think if I had multiple shots at it, and I it's kind of like wishing for more wishes. If you couldn't go for money, Mike,
Greedy. Fucking greedy bastard.
I would probably. I don't know if I'd want to go to the past because I was like, I was actually talking to Bam about this, and I'm like, you know what? I'd go back to Woodstock 1. He's like, I heard it was shitty. I'm like, oh yeah, that would be shitty. If it was, and so maybe go back to the Beatles, see something like that. That'd be
Ooh,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
But there's a part of me that's really like, man, it would be cool to go like 40 years into the future.
Oh, hell yeah.
Check some shit out. Like maybe I have some ailments. I'll get all fixed up with their, nano machines and stuff, and check out what the hottest thing is. See what video games are like, because then I'll be 75. I probably won't give a shit, right? I don't know. Anyways,
But you wouldn't be, your present time traveling self would still be
Right.
35.
right?
So
Boom.
hell yeah.
In the vortex of the DeLorean, I don't think you
Yeah.
age, so you're all good.
So anybody else?
Yeah, I thought about this as well and prepared. I thought, I came up with a couple of examples. I was
bringing
traveling
it up on the telestrator.
I was traveling to the past. There's a couple of missed opportunities that I look back on and regret somewhat, but
in your personal life, or
in my personal
just
life,
in history?
yeah.
Okay.
No, just in my personal life. Just that something. Wow, that's something I could have capitalized on, and I, by process of elimination, I came up with May 1999. Don't know what day it was,
Okay,
but
cool. All right.
I'm interested.
totally fucking whiffed on a three-way that was basically
Wait,
offered
you and two chicks, right?
Two
Not
chicks,
you, a dude,
yes.
and okay.
And another dude.
or two other dudes.
misread the signs
'Cause that's a good
completely, and as I look at it today, I'm like, how fucking stupid can I be?
Can't get that merit badge anymore.
I mean, no.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that's kind of I wouldn't say it's a regret, whatever, but it's one experience that I would
That's
have liked
funny.
to have enjoyed.
I think
Sure.
for the majority of us, I could safely say that is probably one of those things that only presents itself once in your lifetime. I don't know
For the
too many other
majority
guys.
of people,
like,
yeah.
I'm not a famous movie star. I don't have a shit ton of money, so I'm not having three-ways getting thrown at me all the time. So,
Right.
you
It's
know,
not like
I-
you go to like a friend's house, he's on the phone, he's like, listen,
right? Yeah.
fuck, I can't come
No,
over. I
I-
can't have sex with you two
I
girls.
can't
God,
do it tonight.
Stop calling every fucking weekend. Ugh.
And
Jeez.
these were two fucking attractive women.
Yeah.
But I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I would go back and
You think
actually
so?
I would go back and slap the shit out of myself.
I want to
I'd
go
be like,
back
what
and
the
fight
fuck is
myself.
your
I'm
problem,
you from the future.
you
Get
idiot.
the fuck back in there and handle your shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Why?
Super stupid.
Do you mind if I ask why you passed it up?
Just you
I-
said
I
you
mis-
didn't read this.
I
you
misread the
signs.
signs.
Yeah.
Oh,
And if I won't even explain to you the situation, because you guys will look at me and be like, "What? How did you misread that?
Yeah.
You're retarded. You are officially retarded."
They're like, hey, let's see if my boobs fit on your face. Hey,
what do you think my vagina would look like if I sat on your penis right now?
Yeah.
I'm like, it would look fine.
I don't know.
I don't even think we need to cross
Hey,
that
Mike,
road.
me and my friend want you to fuck us. What? I don't. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I gotta go.
You want some more root beer?
Well, it wasn't
Well,
quite
I
that
get you
bad,
another
but it's pretty bad. Pretty bad.
Check out this naked
Pretty
handstand.
bad.
Oh well.
Oh,
Yeah. What
well,
about Colin? You're up. What's
C'est la
up?
vie.
You know, that's all right. Colin, what's up?
Oh, wow. So I was thinking, I kind of had two different ones. I was going to say the 60s originally. I even thought Woodstock as well. But like the
cool.
60s and, like San Francisco or LA, during that whole time. But then I was also thinking, maybe even, after seeing The Great Gatsby within recent memory, going back to the 20s and seeing what the parties like that
Oh, wow.
in that time, for the elite were like, I think that would be fun.
Pretty sick.
Yeah.
But
on a personal one, I was thinking I'd probably go back to myself in like 6th or 7th grade and tell myself to not be such a fuck off. Because like I was one of those people that was like a great student up until junior high hit, and then it just like
stopped applying yourself.
boom, it just floor fell out, and I was like, I don't give a shit about school, my future, whatever. I'm just trying to hang out,
yeah.
and it's not that I've got my degree and I, did all that stuff.
Everything's
but I
all
was like,
good. It's just one of those things you
yeah,
think about.
it's like
yeah.
if I would have been like, hey, seriously, think about what you're
Yeah.
gonna do, strive to do it well, and it's good when you're, 10 years from now, you're gonna be like, fuck yeah, I'm glad I did all that.
Yeah,
shit.
Hell yeah.
you know?
Hell
cool.
yeah.
That's
So-
cool.
Hell yeah.
Well, very nice. I mean, I feel like we covered all our questions. Everything's all good.
I don't know.
What's
Mike,
up?
you go-
Oh, I'm
Mike, you
sorry,
go?
Mike. Well, did you do the DeLorean? I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
yeah, yeah.
You go back to 15 seconds ago and tell me to shut up.
I would go back in time and tell
then
you
beat me
earlier.
up.
Wait, I haven't done it yet. Yeah, no. I would. There's a lot of things. Like for instance, telling that guy that shot John Lennon to knock it the fuck off.
Oh, man.
Hey, stop
Just,
shooting people, man.
Come out of the bush and just be like, "Hey, bro, whoa, woo!" You know,
And then he just shoots you.
yeah, run some
blows you away.
You do not want to be there.
Run some distraction.
Yeah.
Because, John's like, "Oh fuck, I better get inside." Runs in, and he goes in and writes a goddamn song about it, and I become
Right.
famous.
Yeah. You'd be homies.
Yeah. It'd
We
be
would
called
be.
That Guy in the Bush Took
I
a Bullet
would.
for Me. And then it would be a beautiful song.
Well, see, I have enough. If I have a time machine, I'm obviously going to take my flak jacket with me.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Scream like a girl.
Yeah.
For me.
I just run out with nothing but shoes on. Just be like, "Hey, woo." He wouldn't know what was going on.
Be
He
a
would
pretty
drop
good
the
distraction.
gun and go rethink his life.
Obviously, you didn't just have your wrestling match. You have your shoes on still.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, no, I would probably take the time machine back. I would take the DeLorean back to the past, and I would just use it to run over that asshole that slapped me in L.A.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, just come out of nowhere. Like as he's getting in, it's just all of a sudden, boom. Like in those in the scenes in those movies where someone just gets hit by a bus unexpectedly off
Right.
camera. Just the bus comes through. That would be me.
Final
Yeah.
Destination.
Final Destination.
Yeah,
right.
Final Destination. Yeah, thank you.
A car doing 88 could do some damage.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Especially with all the little extra doodads and everything that
Yeah.
Doc Brown had on that thing.
Like, fuck 88, we're doing 120.
Yeah.
He'd have
Happens then.
splinters from all that shit.
Yeah.
At least
That's
5 minutes
crazy.
before I actually made contact. But
Oh, cool. Well, now we've all gunned it to 88 and told our listeners what we would do. So,
yeah, thanks, Bama.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
a great question.
Good question.
That is a great question.
Uno más?
We don't have any more questions, so I think we can wrap it up. But thanks again for listening.
Yes.
We're gonna try to do some more. I don't know, all sorts of multimedia. We're thinking of all sorts of different things that we're gonna start posting and doing, and we'll keep you posted. So keep coming to the website and try to help us get to 100. If 100 likes on Facebook, if you can do that, it'd really help us out. So keep posting our stuff. And
Yeah, share our
sharing.
page.
Yeah.
And,
Let your
Subscribe to
friends
that
know.
shit.
We appreciate the support. We'll I guess talk to you next week.
CondoGrayskull.com.
Boom.
Thanks, guys.